Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video in which we are going to write Python program to read a file line by line into a list. So guys, there are two ways in order to read the file line by line into the Python list. The very first way is by using the read lines method, which we are going to check with the help of example as well. And the second method that we are going to see is by using the for loop and the list comprehension. So guys, let us see both these methods with the help of the examples in the VS Code. So guys, over here in the VS Code, we have to first of all open the file that we want to read. So we will use the with keyword followed by space character, and then we have something called as open method, which will help us in order to open the file. So guys, over here inside the open method, we need to provide the path of the file over here. So guys, what I will do is I have a test file in this case. So as you can see, this is the test file. If I open and show you the content, we have this content in the test file. So we have this is a test line as the first line over here, then we have this is another test line, and then we have this is line number 3, and then 4 dot this is another statement. So guys, we have a mix of numbers, characters and special characters as well in this file. So we are going to read this file line by line into the list of Python. So guys, what we have to do is we have to copy the directory path. Since I am on Windows, I will copy this path over here, and then we will provide this path inside the open method over here. So inside the double quotes, we will have to provide the entire path, and then guys, we need to escape this backslashes over here. So we are going to include another backslash character, and then guys, after the end of this path, we need to provide the name of the file, which is test.txt. So after the backslashes, we have test followed by dot, and then we have txt over here. So guys, by default, this particular open method will help us in order to open the file in the read mode. So over here, after the open method, what we will do is we will denote it with a particular variable name which we can use in order to access this file. So we will use the as keyword and then followed by file, which is the variable that we are going to use in order to read this file, and then guys, followed by a colon. What we have to do is we have to come on the next line, and then we can simply use the read lines method. So over here we have the file, that is the variable name, followed by dot, and then we have something called as read lines method. As you can see, this is the method that we will be using. So guys, this will help us in order to read the entire file line by line over here. So over here we have open and close parenthesis, and before this we need to assign it to a variable. So guys, we can simply use the content list over here. So we have content underscore list in this case. So guys, this is the content list, which is the list that will have all the lines being read by using this file variable. And then guys, what we can do is simply we can print this content list. So we have to come out of this with block over here, and then simply we can have the print function, and inside this function we can simply have the content list over here. So we are printing the content list. So guys, let me just save this file now and try running this code. So as you can see, we have got the entire content of the file line by line over here inside the list. So as you can see, we have this is a test line, which was the first line in our file, and then we have this is another test line, and then we have this is line number 3, and then we also have this is another statement. So guys, the entire content is present inside this content list. Guys, as you can see, we have also got the slash n characters over here. That's because the control flow is going to the next line while reading the new lines over here. So what we can do in order to avoid these slash n characters is we can remove them by using the strip method. So guys, before printing this content, what we can simply do is we can again use this content list as the left hand side, that is the variable, and then on the right hand side we can have the list over here. Now we can do some manipulation inside this content list by using the for loop. So over here we have for x in, and then we can use this content list. So guys, basically what we are doing is we are accessing all the elements of this content list one at a time. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So for x in content list, and then for each element that is x, we are going to use the strip method in order to remove this slash n character. So over here we use x followed by dot, and then we have something called a strip method. So guys, over here strip method will help us in order to remove this slash n character as well, that is present in the end of the line, which is each element in the content list. So guys, let me just save this file now and try running this code once again. So as you can see, we have got this is a test line, and then there is no slash n character now, and then this is another test line, and then we have this is line number 3. So guys, previously we were getting the slash n characters, now we are not getting those slash n characters because of this method that we have used after reading the file into the content list. So this is one way in order to read the entire file one line at a time. Now guys, there is another way. By using the for loop and the list comprehension, we can also read the entire file line by line. So guys, let us check this now with the help of example. The only change that we will have to do is over here, instead of using the read lines, we have to use the list comprehension over here. So we will be using the open and close square brackets over here, and then we will be using the for keyword, and then we will be using the line variable over here in, and then we have file. So guys, basically what we are doing is this file variable is coming from here, which we have used in order to denote the entire file, and from this file we are taking one single line at a time inside this variable, and this line variable needs to be assigned to the content list every time. So over here, before this for keyword, we have to provide the variable name, that is line in this case. So for line in file, that means one line will be read into this line. We pass this line to the content list as the first item, and then the control flow will go to the next line of the test file, and then again the new line will be read in this line variable, and then again it will be passed to the content list over here. And then guys, again we are removing the slash n characters over here from the content list, and then we are printing the content list over here. Let me just comment out this line so that first of all we will see the slash n characters, and then we can uncomment this line in order to remove the slash n characters. So guys, let me just save this file now and try running this code once again. So as you can see, we have got the content, this is a test line, and then we have slash n character, and then we have this is another test line. So over here all the lines are being read one at a time using this list comprehension over here, and then it is being stored in the content list, which is being printed by using the print method over here. In order to remove the slash n characters, we can just uncomment this line of code. So let me just save this file now and try running this code once again. So the only difference that you can see over here is we are not getting the slash n characters now. That's because we have removed the new line characters from all the lines in the file by using the strip method over here. So guys, these are the two ways in order to read all the lines one at a time from a file and store it inside the list, and you can use that list in order to achieve your task based on your program. So guys, please make sure that you practice on your own so that on different inputs you get different outputs. Make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is Python program to randomly select an element from the list. So stay tuned.